morning. Welcome to Feast. Come on in. My name is Krista Gunther, and we are at Feast Cafe Bistro. Feast is a restaurant that serves modern dishes rooted in our traditional First Nation foods that grow right here on this great land. We're located here in the West End, but it's the most multicultural area of Winnipeg. So to have an Indigenous presence here just adds to the mix. It's extremely important to be able to represent our culture, our food, our people in a restaurant and showcase that, and our customers are loving it here.
The industry needs to grow, like for Indigenous chefs, right? Like for, especially women. I always grew up like wanting to cook and wanting to bake and stuff like that. So like, I've always been around women who are the cooks. I want to be a positive Indigenous role model for young girls eventually.
Well, I didn't want to have an Indigenous restaurant that didn't have a strong community presence and our people working here. I think that gives to the authenticity of having an Indigenous restaurant, having Indigenous people working here, serving our foods. I wanted it to serve the community. So I made a promise to myself in the beginning that I was going to ensure I was going to give job opportunities to Indigenous people in my community that may have barriers to employment. And that could be youth, it could be single moms, it could be people that have dealt with trauma in their lives. And now here they are cooking for hundreds of people, getting rave reviews.
What Krista has created here is something really unique and something I really wanted to be a part of. And I was blessed enough to come at the right time when they needed a cook, and here I am today. I've done some time in corrections, right? I was cooking in the kitchen in jails, in the youth centers. And so that's where I discovered my passion. I got out and I did more programs, cooking programs. She likes to call people in her life angels, but really what I think she is the angel. And that's what I like about working with Krista.
Yeah, and it feels like a family. Like working there almost feels like a family or like friends, you know? Like everybody, you kind of love everybody in the kitchen, and it feels like a loving place, basically.
I grew up in the north end of Winnipeg, on the tough side of the tracks. I know what that life is like. In doing things like opening up a restaurant, I'm not going to forget of where I came from. We have community people that will show up here, and I would never turn them away. I mean, they're part of our community. Some of them just need a hot meal. Just treat them like anybody else, and that's how I would want to be treated if I was in their position. Feast gives us that platform. It gives us a voice, and food is extremely positive. I have a whole team here that is part of my success, so I look for opportunities to give one of my staff members a member to go out and explore and prove themselves and cook our food.
She's an Indigenous woman, you know, and it's in a male-dominated industry. She brings us with her. You know, like I said, she sent me to Ottawa, right? She could have went. It was supposed to be her who went. So, I mean, she's like, here, you go. I'm like, all right.
I'm already seeing key staff members here taking on that leadership role for the ones underneath them. You pass on your knowledge, your skills, your care. When you give somebody an opportunity and you actually care about somebody and you put in that effort, they'll actually do it to others around them too, and then it just continues on after that.
She knows what she wants and what she needs and how she wants it done, and it's just the way it is, and that's fine. That's how it's supposed to be, right? Gotta be on the ball.
Everybody loves what's happening here, and when you're one of a handful of restaurants in the whole country that celebrates our food, our people, our culture, people are excited about it and want to be a part of that. So we're growing slowly, but in a good constant that will be successful.